Hey guys, Ali here. How are you doing? Welcome back to a Layman's Insight and another episode of Disco Elysium. We've just gone to bed for the day, having, I'd say for that day, done quite a lot of quests and find out a couple of new characters and a little bit about the history of the situation as well. Not to mention, we now know our own name. Always a win. So we're going to get some sleep. And be... Whoa! And then be awake, bright and refreshed tomorrow.
Baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street. Recorded in you forever on ferrotape.
I have no idea what ferrotape is. Spinning. Tell me, am I dreaming?
No, you're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash. The bang. The endless learning experience.
Spinning in eternity.
On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising. Above the dark curvature. The great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars. Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time. The smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now.
Alright.
You can never forget this shit.
The rain, the snow, is beautiful.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
Huh. That's a good point. The weather does loop.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister. A ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless keepsakes. Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
But what if I want to be the agent of nothing?
It's too late. You're not made of nothing anymore. You're something now, Harry. I tried to drown you in the black water, but you re-emerged, kicking and screaming, running. And for what?
For the working class. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles, doing your tasks, crossing names off lists, trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
We're making progress. Measured, steady progress, or... forget politics, I'll never sleep if I keep on like this. No. Making progress. There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world that's changing him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart.
Feel the pillow under your cheek.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
Damn.
Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time.
That's the intention. I'm going to open my eyeballs.
Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now.
What is it?
It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around here.
Oh, you're kidding? Just a suspicion.
An earth-shattering deduction from your psyche. What will those guys come up with next? Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse.
Wait, I thought things were going pretty well. No, I didn't think that at all. I was getting the runaround. Let's get right to it. What needs to be done?
You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité.
And what exactly is... Oh, wait. Hold on. What exactly is la responsabilité?
The most awesome, terrible thing.
Oh, do tell.
It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios.
I thought I was assigning responsibility for the murder.
Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues. The human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy.
What a wonderful little insight there. It's a shame that more people in positions of actual influence and, you know, clout don't actually think about their responsibility in those terms. Especially the human welfare index thing. If people did, man, even just that one sort of metric alone, if you want to call it a metric, that would be significantly better. Alright, give it to me. I'll accept responsibility.
Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by legitimate authority.
Ah, yeah, but define legitimate authority.
Like a committee.
Oh, wow, I love committees. Oh, what? Okay. Do we really have time for all this? And who should sit down? Yeah, who should sit on this committee?
Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez.
That's the ideal, right?
Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start.
Half-brother... What?
Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves.
And what happens once we've assigned responsibility?
Most likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors.
Okay.
Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be taken up at the next meeting of the Standing Committee.
Committees. Ugh.
Rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels.
But isn't that part of the problem here? The proper channels don't work? I'm prepared to take on this awesome burden.
Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated.
Alright. Oh, there's something behind me, I think. What's that?
On the table, you see a
Oh,
bowl
yeah.
of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Okay, I'm going to try and shave again.
Like an artist with
Yay!
a brush or a master swordsman, you use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly.
Yeah, that is one really strange thing about facial hair. I remember the first time I noticed this, I just had like a little goatee beard. But I had it for a while, maybe about half a year or something. And then I shaved it off, and then I went outside, and it was a winter morning, and it was extra sensitive to the cold compared to the rest of my face. It was so strange. I only really noticed it for about an hour or two. But yeah, that was kind of cool. Feel your clean-shaven cheeks.
They feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness overcomes you, as if you just came from a cold bath.
Was shaving the right call?
The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite the bulbous nose, unkempt hair, and persistent swelling, you look a little younger, maybe.
Nice. I like that.
You almost look like a professional.
Almost. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Leave. Alright. Let's look in the mirror now.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it.
Okay, let's just get out of the building before we scare ourselves too much. Wow, I look good now. I actually look quite youthful. Alright. Good morning. I had a shave. Compliment me, please. Oh, maybe not. Okie dokie. So she isn't going to sign. Oh yeah, let's inspect the traps first. Let's make that sort of agenda thing number one. And then we'll head to the Whirling in Rags and talk to the chef. Did I go up this way before? I did, right? Have I been here? Wait, have I been up here? I do not remember this. A thought there. You can imagine why. Calls become terrible sometimes. Oh yeah, this is the phone. Blood drips from your knuckles to the sand. Drip, drip, drip. That'd be from when I punched the damn thing. Oh yeah, I've been here before. I know where I am. Not quite sure where I need to go, though. Let me look at the map here a sec. Map. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Map. Measure head, emitter, joist. Electronic doorbell. Now I'm gonna have to look at the task again. I've forgotten where they are. Inspect the traps. Here we go. Check the trap in Land's End, far northeast of the Feld building. Oh, where's the Feld building again? Where's the Feld building again? I've completely forgotten. And what's the other one? Morale just set up in at the camp, okay. The chap near the boathouses west of the Feld building, okay. So, I don't remember what the Feld building is. Is it this thing? I thought that was a church. Hey, there's the kid.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Oh, wow. Can you still shoot, though?
Not enough, actually. It's odd how that works.
Nice.
I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
His hands lead the way when it comes to that. And his shoulders. It's reflex.
Alright. Oh yeah, so this is the Feld building. So I need to go to the west of this and to the northeast of this. So we'll go to the northeast first because I think it's probably the direction we're going to be able to go in before any other. Oh, I didn't check this bit out, did I? Oh man, I completely forgot about this.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Touch it.
The cloth, if you can still call it that, makes a soft crunching sound as you thrust your finger into it.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Oh.
It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Alright.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket.
Guano.
And you're already carrying around enough as it is.
Fair enough, that is true. I am carrying around quite a lot. I'll take the cash. What's this? A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. The tarp will keep out neither rain nor snow nor wind. There's some cash over there. A coin-operated weighing machine. Hasn't been used for a decade. Alright. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. Ooh. They are huge glasses. Oh my god. Let's see this here. Do I want to equip my pry bar? There we go. Another postcard. Oops. There we go. Okay, let's get the cash from over here. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot all about this area. How dim of me. 66 cents. There's a person. A big wine canister. It's open and empty.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on. This is awful.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that.
Oh no.
Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Careful, these floorboards look rotten and weak. Oh man.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the left leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet.
Yikes.
The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any sign of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket. Okay.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
That's a nice little detail.
The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2.
Oh.
His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol.
Whoa.
3 bottles of wine, or 1.5 of spirits. Or maybe it was just dark. When damp, these boards are really slippery. Even a sober man could lose their balance here.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here.
Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say. We can't see the whole body. Just the one at the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Examine the bottle.
0.75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
He looks at 2 other bottles forgotten near the coin-operated viewer. Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Let's look
The
in.
blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack.
Damn.
It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Okay. Step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him. The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
At least this man knew how to party. Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Now that would be just sad.
What we're witnessing here is a demise of a great party beast. That leather jacket, an empty vodka bottle. Mwah! Oh dear. Let's see here. I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet.
We do know that he was married.
We do? The lieutenant points to the ring on the man's left hand. The flesh around it swollen and grey.
But you're right. Let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Okay.
Yes, but what if there's a killer on the loose? 2 suspicious deaths in such a short time frame.
Well... we should consider the possibility that we're dealing with a sequence killer.
A sequence killer? There's nothing that connects those 2 bodies. This is a completely different case. An accident.
I'm just saying that we should be open to all possibilities.
Yes, but I just wanted to make it clear it's not a sequence killer, okay?
So, in other words, you're saying you're not open to the possibility. Okay, great. So you just contradicted yourself. God damn, you're supposed to be a police officer. Supposed to, like, know what you're saying, not question what you're saying. Do you think he was drunk?
Oh, yes.
What about the alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
And what about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. Probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Okay.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk.
Huh.
Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
So long as it looks like they're doing something, then they're doing something, right?
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see 2 options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
We found him. We should finish this. Take the case.
Alright. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Okay. So let's... Oh.
Regular law official.
Yay.
You've done it, Harry. Whatever else you are, you're also boring now. It was not easy. You spent most of your life trying to funk up every nook and cranny of your personality. When someone says something political, the first 3 thoughts in your head are a ludicrous hodgepodge of communism, fascism, and stock tips. When they ask you why you did something, it's superstardom, apocalypse, or the mea culpas of the flagellant cop monk. It's not easy reaching for the 4th option, the normal one. But you have. And now, you're not just crazy. You're also boring.
Alright, that's actually a bad one for me. Yeah, I might just forget that one, I think. Oh, it costs to forget? Man, I wish I knew what we were getting before you actually learn. I wish it would do that. That's annoying. Can't believe it costs a skill point to forget. I think we'll learn that one next. Okay, let's have a look at the library card.
The library card is folded into 2 and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
So assuming that this is his library card, that's his name.
Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member.
Let's look at the back side.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Good idea.
Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by.
Yeah, let's look inside the library card.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre.
Very nice, I like sci-fi. I don't read a lot of books, but I like sci-fi. Laura likes sci-fi too. Alright. Okay, the kitchen's not open till 1300, right? So we have to put that one on the back burner. I could pick up my dice, maybe? Could pick up my dice. So I need to call the station and the public library. Okay. I think we'll head... Oh. The coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. Oh. It's a long way down to your death from here. 20 meters at least. Wow.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter.
Oh, wow.
Is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell. Examine the cigarette packet.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra.
Examine the kebab
You
wrapper.
see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol.
Oh, okay.
It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Wait, hold on a second. With all the rain that happens over the course of 2 days, there's no mold yet? Okay. That's weird. I don't want to know what was in that kebab, I'll tell you that much. Another thought. Moonshine, probably. Smells like tasty fermentation. What are you talking about, old boy? Nothing around there. We'll head west of here to check a trap. Or see if I can find the trap. And then was it northeast as well? I don't remember where it was that we accidentally found them before. Yeah, we'll just go this way. It was just up here. Ah, here we go. There's one.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality.
Reach for the... Let's reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts.
Ah.
No sign of any...
Another empty trap.
Okay, how are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself.
Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
That's true. He smiles and raises his collar. It's windy. Look around.
The reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake in the lazily falling rain. It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very cozy place to stay night after night. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
Alright, let's pick up this tin of beans. It looks like a tin of beans. It probably isn't a tin of beans. Oh, it's some cash. I'll take the cash. That's way better than beans. Right, hold on a second. Inspect the traps. Near the boathouses west of the Felding building. And the Land's End northeast. So, boathouses. I really don't know where that is. Ah, here's one. This must be it. They're not as far afield as I thought they would be.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, isn't it? So I'm going to reach for the trap here.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
His face is red from the cold sea air. He crouches to catch his breath. You getting tired?
No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
He's short-winded. The sentence ends there.
Behind you, a ruined residential building looms over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. They rustle confidently, in tune with the pitter-patter of the rain.
Alright. Alright. Oh. Hey. I don't think I've been down here. Oh no, I have. I've been down here. This is the Feld building, I think. What I should do is go to the northeast, I think. Got to find that last one and hand in this quest. Wait, I can't go this way? No, I can't. Okay. Got to get my ass down then. Let's go down here. Can't walk around the building this way either. Oh, I found a new building here. I don't think I've been here. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. Sign reads Saint Brunei 1147. Let's have a little peek in the windows. Dewy pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. Okay. This is an old church, maybe? An altar shrouded in dark. Or something like that. It's too dark to tell. I'll take the cash, thank you. Let's go inside the church here. And then we'll get the last trap later on.
Heavy wooden doors,
Oh.
more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Inspect the carpentry.
Carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over the
The
beam.
surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
That because of the rain.
Feels exceptional. 300 tons of pine would fit together seamlessly. It's old too, cut and carved many centuries ago.
Inspect the staple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least.
Okay.
Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
This is where Mr. Prybar comes in handy.
We should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment.
Should we start with the kick drum coming from the ice? I heard a sign before.
Yes, the pulsing base. A sure sign of junior delinquency. Somewhere east of here.
Okay, well we can find out.
There's something on the sea ice there.
I can't see it from here. Okay, what I'll do is I'm going to end this episode here. And then we'll make our way into the church, I think, for the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did, you can always hit the like button. If you want to stick around for more in the future, whether it be of this game or something else, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And of course, if you have anything that you'd like to express, any thoughts or feelings, whack them into the comments below. But for now, thank you for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next episode.